chaplain of the American Legion here at Post 330. I joined the Legion back in 1955 after serving some time in Germany. Now, 66 years later, I stand here before you. I did drop out of the Legion because I was raising children and it didn't fit into my protocol. 36 years later, I now have 36 years of active service with the American Legion, serving almost 20 years as chaplain of the Post 330 American Legion. I have taken care of this part of the program since 2005. And each year it has become more memorable. And today it is Memorial Day. This time I want to thank the American Legion Band under the direction of Eli Arnold for the patriotic music that we have had the pleasure of hearing since 9:15. Let's give Mr. Arnold and the band people a great round of applause. And by the way, I sat on that same stage back long before that, before 2005, when I was in the New Haven Alumni Band. And a few of those people are still with us, I saw on the stage. But the New Haven Alumni Band was doing great job back then. So anyway, we want to thank Mr. Eli Arnold for his holiday music. At this time, would Ed Klotz, commander of the Color Guard, and assisted by James Henry, post the memorial flag. Post. On this Memorial Day, let us all honor America with their rendition of the National Anthem played by the American Legion Band. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Veterans, please hand salute. And ladies, right hand over your heart as we face the flag of the United States of America. Thank you, thank you, thank you. At this time, I would like to welcome our mayor of the city of New Haven, Mr. Steve McMichael, to offer his address. The podium is yours.
Thank you, Chaplain. Memorial Day, or originally known as Decoration Day, was a response to the unprecedented carnage of the Civil War, in which a total of some 620,000 soldiers died. The loss of life and its effect on communities led to several spontaneous commemorations of the dead. In 1864, women from Boalsburg, Pennsylvania, put flowers on the graves of the fallen soldiers from the just-fought Battle of Gettysburg. The next year, a group of women decorated the graves of soldiers buried in a Vicksburg, Mississippi cemetery. 2 years later, women from Columbus, Mississippi, laid flowers in the graves of both Union and Confederate soldiers in the same month. In Carbondale, Illinois, 219 Civil War veterans marched through the town to Woodlawn Cemetery in memory of the fallen, where Union hero Major John A. Logan delivered the principal address. Today, I stand before you at our Veterans Memorial in beautiful Schnelker Park. We must never forget the sacrifices that New Havenites, Hoosiers, and Americans have made over centuries for our freedoms, some paying the ultimate price. We must never forget the men and women who said goodbye to their loved ones, their friends, their families, and bravely boarded planes, ships, rode horses. They knew there were risks. They knew they were potentially entering into battle. To quote President Donald J. Trump from his 2020 Memorial Day remembrance, rockets rained down, bombs burst in the air, and the deck of one ship, a gallant young American was held captive. His name was Francis Scott Key. For 25 hours, he watched in dismay as fire crashed down upon this ground. For through torrents of rain and smoke and the din of battle, he could make out 15 broad stripes, 15 bright stars, barraged and battered, but still there. American forces never wavered. They did not retreat. They stared down the invasion, and they held what they had to endure, the fort. The British retreated. Independence was saved. Francis Scott Key was so inspired by the sight of our flag in battle waged that the very grounds that he fought on became hollow, and wrote a poem which we all know. And I know for many of us, myself included, brings goosebumps and chills to my spine every time that I hear it. Every time we sing our anthem, we renew the eternal bonds of loyalty to our fallen heroes. We think of the soldiers who spent their final heroic moments on distant battlefields to keep us safe at home. We remember the young Americans who never got the chance to grow old, but whose legacy will outlive us all in every generation. Those intrepid souls kiss goodbye to their families and loved ones. They took flight in plane, set sail, and marched into battle with our flag, fighting for our country, defending our people. When the cause of liberty was in jeopardy, American warriors carried that flag through ice and snow to victory at Trenton. They hoisted it up to the masts of great battleships in Manila Bay. They fought through hell to raise it high atop an island in the Pacific Ocean called Iwo Jima. From the Philippine Sea to Fallujah, from New Orleans to Normandy, from Saratoga to Saipan, from the Battle of Baltimore to the Battle of Bulge, Americans larger than life itself. They were angels sent from above, and they are now rejoined with God in the glorious kingdom of heaven, wherever the stars and stripes fly at our schools, our churches, town halls, firehouses, and monuments is made possible because there are extraordinary Americans who are willing to brave death so that we can live in freedom and love and peace. President Donald J. Trump. I stand here before you today as I look down beautiful Broadway and I see 73 flags. I see this beautiful Veterans Memorial, and I thank God for every man and woman who has sacrificed our freedoms for this great country, the best country in the world, America. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is a representative from the office of Jim Banks, Anisha Wiegfeld.
Good morning. For those of you that have chairs, if you'd like to sit down, please do so. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here in New Haven this morning. Regrettably, Congressman Banks is unable to be here. He is, however, grateful for you allowing me to be here to deliver remarks to you. As we gather here this Memorial Day, we honor every American who has given their life in service of our nation. The spirit of sacrifice and selflessness and defense of something greater than any oneself is the foundation upon which American greatness rests. The spirit is what keeps the flame of American liberty lit, and it resides in the hearts of American patriots everywhere. We remember those American patriots who never had the chance to grow old and never had the opportunity to themselves enjoy the blessings of liberty for which they fought. We pray for the loved ones those patriots left behind and incur to them a debt we can never fully repay, for their having laid so costly a sacrifice upon the altar of freedom. We understand that wherever American liberty reigns, there too resides the spirit of those extraordinary Americans willing to die so that the rest of us can live in freedom and peace. In the months and years ahead, I will continue to be a leading voice in Washington for those who have served and their loved ones so long as I am your congressman, regardless of who's in the White House and which party controls Congress. That's my promise to you as I wrap up here this morning. Thank you so much. Again, have a great rest of your Memorial Day, and God bless. Congressman Jim Banks. Thank you.
Cannot forget the Senate. Senator Mike Braun has a representative here, Mary Martin. Please.
Good morning, everybody. On Memorial Day, we celebrate the lives and sacrifices of our service members. This past year has been unusual for all, and many people are just now regaining the rhythm of their normal life. In this time, we have experienced some kind of hardship, stress, challenge to our health, or even the same severance of our connections to community. But today, the worst is well behind us, and you can celebrate comfortably and earnestly with your family and friends. Throughout the storied histories, many things have changed. Disasters came and went. Wars were fought and won. The economy crashed and rallied. One thing hasn't changed, however, is the character of our military men and women. No other group of people has shown the dedication, strength, perseverance, or courage of the American military. They come from all walks of life, from rural communities like New Haven, Indiana, maybe big families, maybe broken ones, all looking to serve something greater and fulfill a higher purpose. We all know someone who's gone through these lengths, someone who's gone far from home and maybe didn't come back. We love all these people. We cherish the memories we made with them, the gifts they gave us, even the struggles we shared with them. We don't forget them, and we don't let them feel forgotten. Their sacrifice, sometimes the greatest one, does not go unnoticed. We know you're there, and we care about you. This joyous day of celebration isn't just in our service members' honor. It's for them. I want to wish you all a well-deserved Memorial Day, full of family, life, love, and most important, appreciation to our service members, and thank you for your service. Thank you for allowing me to represent you in the United States Senate. United States Senator Mike Braun. Thank you.
Members of the veterans organizations, the American Legion, the VFW, the Navy Club, and other veterans in attendance, we want to say welcome to you as well. If you are a veteran, please hold up your right hand so that we may all recognize your presence. Veterans, right hand high. That is awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we want to thank the New Haven Parks and Recreation Department for furnishing these facilities here today. It is our pleasure to have Mr. Clendenin do that again this year. We thank him. "30 years ago, America engaged in a new war in a volatile region, and Iraq had invaded the sovereign nation of Kuwait. It was an act of aggression it could not stand. The United States led a coalition of 35 nations with a bold and clear mission to liberate an occupied country. Among the 500,000 U.S. troops that were deployed to the Middle East was Army Specialist Cindy Boudin. She was a freshman at the University of Connecticut. Specialist Boudin enlisted in the National Guard and served as a medic with the 142nd Medical Company. The Hartford Courant reported that the young specialist had a chronic back condition that could have kept her home during her deployment. She was the daughter of a Vietnam veteran. Cindy would hear none of it. "Of course I'm going, silly. I couldn't let my best buddy go off alone," she told a friend and a fellow service member. On February 28, 1991, just hours after President H.W. Bush declared a ceasefire to the end of the Gulf War, Specialist Cindy Boudin was killed in action after her convoy was struck with a landmine. She was only 19. Yes, only 19. Like many soldiers going to war, Specialist Boudin wrote a letter to be delivered to her parents in the event that she did not return. Quote, "I did not come here to be a hero," she wrote. "I came here because my country needed me to be there. As much as I hate being so far away from home, I am here with thousands of other soldiers helping to bring down a very deranged tyrant. If I should die while I am helping to achieve this, then I did not die in vain." Unquote. Cindy did not die in vain. Neither did any other American whom we honor today on Memorial Day. Nonetheless, wars are often unpopular. There is a good reason for this. It was Union General William Sherman who said, "It is only those who have neither fired a shot nor heard the shrieks and groans of the wounded who cry aloud for blood, more vengeance, more desolation. War is hell." Unquote. But we should always remember that the decisions leading to war are those of policymakers, not the veterans themselves. Sometimes the mission is clear-cut. In World War II, millions were liberated and truly evil regimes were toppled. The price can still be unbelievably painful, as Emma and Willie Liebrecht experienced. The Jewish couple fled Nazi Germany for New York City with their 2 young sons in 1938. 7 years later, Ferdy and Alfred Liebrecht made the supreme sacrifice for their new country while fighting the Germans in Europe. In his book, Brothers in Arms, author Kevin Callahan noted, "The memory of those 2 brave brothers who escaped Nazi Germany only to perish in its destruction lives on." And that's why we are here today, to recall not just the memories of Cindy Boudin and the Liebrecht brothers, but to honor the sacrifices made by 1 million heroes who died while defending this country since the American Revolution. And that sacrifice is painfully shared by the Gold Star families and close friends of these heroes. Most of us will not truly understand the depths of their despair unless we have experienced it. But we can always offer our support. We can wear the poppy. Many of you are doing so this morning. We can place flags and wreaths at their graves. We can donate to charities that provide for their families. And we can look at their surviving brothers and sisters in arms and say, thank you for your service. Our organization, the American Legion, recognizes that when rounds are coming your way, there is no such thing as, quote, a small war. More than 1,600 Americans have lost their lives fighting in covert operations and Cold War battles that occurred between the designated war periods since the attack on Pearl Harbor. We honor their sacrifice as we honor those lost on Iwo Jima or at the Frozen Chosen. For 100 years, the preamble of the Constitution of the American Legion stated that our commitment is to preserve the memories and incidents of our associations in the Great War and later great wars. This wording was a natural outcome for an organization that was founded by World War I veterans and succeeded by equally committed World War II veterans. In 2019, we changed our preamble and expanded our publicly stated commitment. We now promise to, quote, preserve the memories and incidents of our association of all wars. We are here today to honor all our fallen heroes, Fallujah, the Philippines, Quezon and Kandahar, Beirut, Grenada. We honor American heroes from the American Revolution through the global war on terrorism and every battle in between. The location is unimportant. It is the hearts of these men and women that truly matters. It is the devotion that led them to sacrifice their lives for their country that we all love. It is hard for us, the living, to equate ourselves with those who made such a sacrifice. The surviving loved ones do not have to look very far to find their heroes. As Specialist Bodin wrote to her parents, when you start to miss me, look inside your heart and you will find me. We should all look in our hearts. We may not find our heroes, but we can examine what type of country that we live in. No matter what critics can say about America, can a nation that produces such remarkable men and women be anything but a force for good? Can we do more to create a country that is worthy of such sacrifice? Can we insist that our policymakers always consider the true cost of their decisions and only send men and women to war when all other options have been fully considered? War is often not the best policy, but the heroes that wars produce are the best of America. To that end, we say, God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you. And now it is time to show our appreciation to the veterans of the American Legion Post 330 who made their final call since Memorial Day last year and have been entered in the Post Everlasting. They are namely Thomas Eisenbarger, John Diver, Jerome Nectar, Alan Abrabaum, Steve Boland, James Amstutz, Robert Schumann, Howard Botts, Robert Gabbard, Ronald Raymond, Francis Gentili, Burley Roxo, Commander of the Guard, salute the veterans.
Guard, man. Forward. Ready. Aim. Fire. Fire. Fire.
Our bugle has been Robert Bruce, has offered this rendition numerous years. We thank him for his service. And now receive the closing benediction. May the strength of God sustain us. May the power of God preserve us. May the hand of God protect us. May the way of God direct us, and may the shield of God defend us. And all God's people say amen. May God be with you till we meet again. Thank you for all you coming and joining in this Memorial Day celebration. Thank you and good day. Happy Memorial Day.